welcome to another edition of Atlanta's Up and Rising. Darling, when we go to the highways and the byways here of this wonderful city to find new, rich, gorgeous talent, honey, it's on their way up to the stratosphere, honey. I am your host. My name is Demetrius Big Meach Taylor. If you want to find out anything about me, you go to our website at www.dishingtea.com. However, you know this has nothing to do with me. This is all about our guest today. Now, my lovely co-host, Miss Lady Creek, can't be with us today. She's off on assignment. So right now, we're just going to have a little intimate setting because, baby, when I tell you, I got your summer read right here. Ladies, I need you to draw near, honey. Draw near, get your girlfriends and carry on. Y'all come on and sit down because we're going to get in depth with the author of this latest summer read, girl. You ain't gonna believe this. And right now with me, we have the author. This is Miss Karen Hood. Hey, homegirl, because she from Detroit like me. Okay.
Yes.
What's going on, baby?
Oh, a lot. But I'm really excited about this book. You ain't gonna believe this. I have been trying my best to get this book into the hands of every female out there.
Well, you know what?
I need your help.
Well, you know what? Here's the thing. You know, one of the things about this particular read is that it reads in the first person as if, you know, it's very conversational. Okay, so tell us, why is it that you prefer that particular style of writing, and then give us a little bit about why this book is necessary.
Okay, it's written in the first person because it's like I'm talking to my girlfriend. Okay, and that's how I wanted it to feel. Like I'm sitting here talking to you, not like you reading the book. I want it to be like I'm right here, you right here. We got a drink, and I'm telling you, girl, you ain't gonna believe this.
Right.
So that's why I decided to write it like this because I wanted this book to be something that everybody can relate to. And believe me, everything in here is something that I truly believe that every female out there can relate to.
Okay.
As far as the title, girl, you ain't gonna believe this, it was a no-brainer, actually. Because we as women, every time you look up, I'm going to my girlfriend, to her door, knocking on the door, or I'm calling on the phone saying, girl, you ain't gonna believe this. And then I go into whatever it is I'm about to tell her. So the title just seemed fitting for what's in this book. Because what's in this book is a whole lot of girl, you ain't gonna believe this moments.
Okay, now the way you just outlined that, honey, it sounds like that this here comes from a lot of personal experience. What is it? Is it part personal? Is it, you know, a combination of you being around your girlfriends and, you know, fudging it a little bit so that you telling their story but ain't telling it, you know, that kind of thing? Or what is the book?
It's a little bit of me. It's a little bit of my sister. It's a little bit of my girlfriend. It's a little bit of every woman in this book right here. Because things in this book, I bet if you see 10 women on the street right now and you read something out of this book, she's going to say, girl, I know exactly what you're talking about. They done been through it. They can relate to it. So that's why this book is a good read for everyone, because you won't be able to put it down. I'm not bragging or anything like that.
No. I'm telling you what I know.
People have told me. And, you know, when I can read a book and I know what's in the book and say, oh, okay, it has to be some truth to it. Okay. And there's a lot of truth in here. There's a lot of truth weaved in with fiction, but I'm telling you right now, it's about 75 to 85% truth. I don't know what's true and what's not true. Oh, which truth? And which is you, and which is this person, and which is that? No, I can't tell you that.
Interesting.
Maybe that's for another interview.
Okay, right. Okay, now let's go here because see, both of us being Detroit natives and carrying on, you know, and just so happen to be here in Lovell, ATL. What is it that brought you here, and what is it that you wish for the book to accomplish for you? Because the message in the book is clear for me, you know. Now, understand You know, men folk out there, my brothers, understand I may be a different kind of brother because I understand what the girls are talking about. However, I would encourage you to take heed to this too because you can get a little insight. For those of you who always say, I don't understand, whatever, pay attention. This particular book could help give you insight to the way a woman thinks and this, that, and the other. You know, Steve done gave women the master, act like a man, think like a woman. But if you really want to understand the mindset of a woman, get this particular book. Okay? So that way you can understand it. It just won't have to be from, my side of the world, and if you understand what I'm saying. So, going back to that, why is it that what is it that you want the book to do, and why is it that you feel this book is so necessary?
I feel that every female should read this book. Like you said, men should actually read it too. I have a couple of guys that have read it, and they're like, oh my goodness, I didn't know this. But yeah, read the book, you'll learn a little bit. But if I can save one heartache or make one female shed one last tear, like I dedicate this book to like my nieces and my nephews. Yeah. I think every female should read this book because it might save you some heartache. You know how they say you can learn from your mistakes? Mm-hmm. Well, you know what? You ain't got to always learn from your mistakes. You can learn from my mistakes.
How about that one?
As long as you learn from the mistake, doesn't mean you got to make it. Okay, so
don't you make me, girl. Okay, you gonna make me.
If I can keep you from making the mistake that I made, and you learn from it, then it's all good.
But you know what? Okay, then let me do this because I'm gonna wet your whistle for just half a second. Now let me tell you this right now. Y'all know I have a potty mouth. Well, you may not. Okay, because I can't express it here. So if you see me flubbing or if I look at you real crazy, it's because I got to jump over the cuss word or whatever. So yeah. I'm sorry. Okay. No, don't be sorry, honey. Don't be sorry. This here whet the appetite a little bit, but I'm start here because the story tells us about Christy and her little escapades. But catch this. I'm going to start here in the middle of page 71, and she says, ladies, remember when I said we all have that one man in our lives that no matter what thing he does, we always take him back because he says, I'm sorry. Well, Jay is that man for me. I took him back and he was moving back in that weekend. But make no mistake about it, I laid down the ground rules. For a month, he had been out in the city of Sin, parlaying and eating up all the attention the new guys at the job get from the ladies. For his sake, I hoped a month was enough, because if he effed this up again, the best thing that ever happened to him would be out of his life for good. Now, the weekend came. The weekend, Jay came home. We didn't leave the house for 2 days. Hey, what can I say? We had a lot of making up to do. Believe me, he did, and I enjoyed every minute of it. We went out to dinner at least twice a week, and when we would meet for drinks after work before going home, things were just great. For the first time in a long time, I didn't feel like I was the only one in the relationship. We were one again. Now, just how long would that last? Well, I couldn't tell you. As all I knew was it felt like it did in the beginning, and it felt good. Now, with Donnell being a woman beater, Ricky became a cheater, and Leon being just plain old stupid and no longer in the picture, the girls were rooting for Jay and me. I mean, hell, I was too. Aside from everything, I think Jay got caught up in the initial glitz, girls, and excitement of Vegas, like every man who comes to Vegas does. Now, some get their heads together and wake up, some don't, which is sad for a lot of couples. Vegas has just busted up a lot of marriages. I mean, hey, they don't call it Sin City for nothing. Everything goes on here, and I do mean everything. Girl, you ain't gonna believe this. Okay, so tell us, who is Chrissy? Give us just a little brief synopsis of Chrissy, because like I said, writing this in first person, she sounds a lot like you, or could be you, or, just everybody, she becomes that girl to where, girl, this is me, child, but she, that kind of thing.
Yeah. Chrissy is like every female out there, okay? Like I said, 80% of that book is true. So it could be patterned after me, yeah, it could be. And Chrissy, like every other woman, has put up with mess. It's a mess. From their man, husband, guy, that you shouldn't have. Some of the stuff that have your ancestors turning over in their graves, they knew stuff that you put up with. And Chrissy has done that. And she keeps hanging on and hanging on and hanging on and hanging on and hanging on. She just feels like she's in a one-sided relationship. And I don't know how many women out there felt like they the only one in a relationship. Well, I felt like that. And it was very therapeutic, writing this. It really was.
Okay. Now, let me go here because, see, in being therapeutic, what did you learn about yourself after you completed the book? What was the lesson that you learned about yourself that you could pull from the book?
That I'm stronger than I thought I was.
How about that?
That I don't have to take the crap that I did take. I don't have to put up with it. Also found out that people aren't as smart as you might think they are. And I'm talking about the man in this book that Chrissy was dealing with. I mean, he was suave, made, 6 figures, climbing up the corporate ladder, doing everything, meeting the right people. It's like, okay, you think you're a smart guy. But he wasn't too smart because he didn't hang on to the best thing that ever happened to him. He had the best thing that could ever happen to him right in the palm of his hand. What did he do? He let it slip away. He was chasing after what he thought was a good thing. So he let this sure thing get away.
Interesting.
He regretted it.
Interesting. Okay, then you know what, that leads me to this segue.
But one thing, this book is not about male bashing. I do want you guys to know.
And I was going to come to that. And I'm glad you said that, because I was going to come to that. Because it doesn't, what it does for me is that it outlines just the pattern. Because men, let me tell you, what you would get out of this book is that you're going to see the pattern that women put themselves in. You see what I'm saying? It's not so much as you being the bad guy all the time. It's just that you see the pattern that the woman, she puts herself in. And this is why the sisterhood is always so strong. This is why we keep saying, girls, you're going to sit up there, you're going to know somebody, or every woman should read this, because the sisterhood, they understand what that is, because women have been, I won't say programmed, but they have been, I was about to say bamboozled, but society has shaped that feminine energy to be, this whole docile thing, and that they're supposed to put up with this kind of stuff. But what ends up happening, and from what I'm understanding of the book and what I'm getting out of it, is that you start to see a pattern. And when a woman starts to see a pattern, her empowerment comes when she's able to break that cycle. And oftentimes, when she's at the point of breaking the cycle, our men folk want to then call them out their names and carry on and think that they're this and they're that. And, we use the B word, the H word, and all those kinds of things. But what ends up happening is that she becomes empowered and want to break the cycle. You see what I'm saying? So men, brothers, this is why I'm telling you about this particular book. If you want insight into women, see, these are always the beautiful things that folks need to get into. You know what I'm saying? And understand how it works. Let me give you this other passage, because see, check this out. You'll understand what I'm talking about in just a minute. Beautiful ladies, I call you this to remind you of what you are. All too often, we as women get treated like doormats by the men we love. If you notice, I didn't say by the man that loves you. Well, ladies, that's because he doesn't, because if he did, he would treat you like mess, make you feel worthless and insignificant. He would make you feel like the mat you wipe your feet on before we come into the house, because we don't want to bring germs, crud, gum, dead bugs, or other undesirable mess you can think of. Now, ladies, I'm no expert by any means, but as of late, catch it, I know what it's like to be truly loved by a man. A man that loves you, truly loves you, will treat you like the queen in his eyes that you are. He will massage your body, gently kiss your neck, rub your feet, suck your toes, run your bath water. He loves your kids like his own because to him, they are. A man that loves you will break his back to keep you from breaking yours. He will give you your back no matter what. A man that truly loves you doesn't care about the size of your bank account. A man that loves you will never tell you that what you do for him isn't enough. A man that loves you lights up when you walk in the room, into the room, and wears $1 million smile. A man that loves you doesn't hide you from his family and friends. As a matter of fact, he does just the opposite. He wants to the world to know that you're his woman because he's proud, so proud and happy that you are his. A man that loves you will spend the rest of his life doing any and everything in his power, making sure you are happy every day of your life. Now, why is that so significant that you put that there?
Because we as women have a tendency to stay in relationships with men that don't make us feel like queens. You know, some women stay with men that belittle them, disrespect them, just talk to them any kind of way, treat them any kind of way. You know, you try to break them down. And the man that loves you ain't trying to break you down, he's trying to lift you up. And if the man isn't trying to lift you up, then that's not the man for you. That's what your man should be doing.
Hi, that's what your man, catch it, girl. That's what your man should be doing. Now, here we go. Because oftentimes, and I'm coming to your defense in this. Oftentimes, when we have books like this and we talk about the sister power and everything, we always hear what the man is supposed to be doing. What is Chrissy learning about how to take care of her man? What does she learn? What are we hoping that women get from this? Because a man will do all of that, yeah, but in our world that we live in now, men get dogged and carried on because women have become so aggressive these days to where they become the men that they look for. So now in this, what has Chrissy learned about how, if she wants this kind of treatment and want that kind of man in her life, what kind of woman has she become or needs to be?
No, Chrissy doesn't need to do anything different than what she's been doing to expect that type of treatment. It's not her that needs to change. It's the type of man she's dealing with. She needs to quit dealing with. She can't treat you like the lady and queen that you are. And like I said, you don't need to be with him. This book right here, I wrote this because most when we stay in one-sided relationships,
right,
because we feel like the stuff that's happening to us is only happening to us. And sometimes you feel ashamed. You don't want to tell your family, you don't want to tell your friends about this or that that's going on because everyone thinks this relationship is perfect when you know it's not. You're being mistreated and you kind of you stay with it because you feel like you're the only one it's happening to. And I wrote this and it divulges a lot of stuff in this book about things that Chrissy has been through. Chrissy has been through.
Right.
And it's not like, okay, I did this to just say, to put the guy down. No, I did this because I wanted everyone reading this book to know that the stuff Chrissy is going through, you're probably going through it too. So I want you to know that, yeah, you ain't the only one that's going through this. Guess what? Somebody else went through this same thing. Chrissy. Okay. So, with that being said, you're not the only one going through it. So guess what? That means you got to keep going through it.
Right.
In other words, you got to piss or get off the pot. You know, he's going to treat you like the queen that you need to be treated like, or, walk away. And it's hard walking away. Yeah. It's not easy. I'm not saying it's easy at all, because it ain't. But sometimes you got to reach deep down and find that answer.
And that's where it is. Reaching deep down, because here's where it is. Oftentimes, and I'm gonna talk directly to you because see, I understand all this. Most of us who are very loving, giving people, We are the world to most people who come into with our friendships, and it's just innate to us. Oftentimes, we end up attracting needy people, and when we attract needy people, then they end up becoming the users. You know, they use and use and use because all they do is take. See, we're the givers and they're the takers. And they take and take and take until they can't take anymore. And nothing is being put back in to replenish. So the person ends up becoming broke down or felt all down. And then when there's nothing else left and you think that there's nothing else to give, that's when you're at the breaking point. Okay, I want to get out of this. And then when you say, I'm going to walk away from it, then you try to get down and clear your head. But you haven't really done the work. Come on, Iyama. Done the work, needed in order to break the cycle. I like how you said that. No, it's not so much that she needs to do anything different. She got to learn how to stop attracting the kind of men she attracts. Because if you are this way, then the man in your life should be at least matching you or being superior to what you're giving, and that there is that. So how does Chrissy, or is that the second book? Because is Chrissy going to learn that as that matter of fact lesson to come out of that attractiveness and learn how to empower herself to find out who she is? I love it. I can't tell y'all.
Is she gonna stay in this one side?
Okay.
Or is she gonna walk away?
Okay. I can't tell you the end because I want you guys to get it. I really want you guys to get it. But I'm gonna give you this, and I'm gonna give you this just this little bit because see, right here, this is what socked it. Ladies, what do we do with the pair of shoes that's worn out and and has no more use to us? We throw them away. I mean, we don't even give them to the Goodwill because we figure that if we don't wear them, they won't want nobody else either. That little boy that you are dealing with within the body of a man is doing the same thing to you. Every time he says a harsh or cruel word to you, it's insensitive, it's disrespectful, or lays hands on you, he's throwing you away. Thing is, he's not man enough or kind enough to just throw you away and be done with you like you were his old shoes. He has to break you down first, lower your self-esteem, belittle and humiliate you, make you feel worthless before he cuts the damn strings from your heart. Now, ladies, that's just cruel. And I'm going to stop right there. And remember, I'm telling you, the book is written in first person. So you hear, this is like Chrissy talking to you. And you can hear she's coming into her own right now. Because now she's spouting out lessons and trying to teach you. Okay, now this is what it is. And this is what it is. Baby, I'm telling you, you got to get this book. All of y'all in summer reading clubs are carrying on. Baby, I tell you, get by the poolside. Y'all go get a glass of wine or whatever. Girl, you ain't going to believe this. It needs to be in your doggone collection. Tell them where they can find you, girl. Tell them.
You can, Facebook, Growing Believe's Facebook page. You can also go to Karen Hood on Facebook. And the book is available on Amazon.com, Barnes & Noble, and CreateSpace.com. That's all.
All right.
And you can email me at writekhood, WRITEKhood@gmail.com.
All right.
Please. It's a must read.
It is well, baby, we done set it all out and laid it all out now. Honey, I am so delighted. I'm telling you, I'm getting I'm getting giddy because I really want to tell y'all the air, but I can't. I really can't.
I'm working on something else.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, okay. See, I'm gonna leave it right there because if I talk too much, I'm gonna give something away.
No, I'm just gonna tell you what I have coming next.
What?
I'm working on the screenplay. So I'm trying to get to the big screen.
Girl, a screenplay of this?
Yeah. And also working on putting together a talk show. Girl, you ain't gonna believe this talk show.
I'm done. Okay. Got me over here. I'm goosebump down. Thank you so much, baby, for coming on.
Oh, it's been a pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Honey,
Really
always, honey, right here. This is Atlanta's Up and Rising, right here with Karen Hood, because, girl, you ain't gonna believe this. Ha! Okay. We'll talk to you in another minute, honey. Yes, baby. I live and I live again.